to know what to expect, what kind of salary structure to expect when they go for interviews. So the question is, how do you get to that area without being rude or being seen as or who do you think you are, the kind of attitude perception. On the other hand, some employers ask you what are your expected salary. So in that sense, what are you going to answer? If you say too low, then maybe you're going to go for a ride. Being underpaid for doing something that you should get more pay for, and so on and so forth. So maybe for this question, I would like to ask Chen Chao. We can start with you on what on both sides. How do you approach this sensitive question?
Yeah. So perhaps it depends on the company and more importantly also the role. So if you apply to a company where that role is only a couple of people, 1, 2, 3, 4 people, then I would say that the salary range is a lot more flexibility. Have a lot of flexibility. Let's say a more senior role, but I think at fresh graduate level, if you join a big company, I think there isn't that much things to play around from there. It's basically a range there of a lot of times it's set for you to start. So to me, I think as a fresh graduate, if you apply for those, or let's say all the big fours or whatnot, then salary negotiation is not something that you are doing to a company. Most of the time, this is the amount, and put it crudely, is take it or leave it. So this is, I would say that is what it is. And I think a lot of it also is, ask yourself, I will actually ask you to put it as in your perspective, is like, what is the minimum you think you need to have? So let's say you say, I need 1,500 to survive, example. Then that is your minimum that you consider. If you anything less than that, you will walk away and not take anything. So I think that is where it is. And then I think a lot of it, I will actually urge you is like, join a company that you see yourself learning, growing, and the company is growing as well, and they appreciate talent as well. I think as you go along, all these things will change. It's not at a moment where you join, that will be the salary that you stick for your life. I would say often is, if you are world class, top notch, A+, in the whole company, you talk to anyone, people say, wow, this person is the best. I'm quite sure the company would know how to appreciate you, because if the company doesn't know how to appreciate you, maybe this is not the place for you. And I think if you have talent, the company will basically offer you to keep you along. And of course, if you really feel you're underpaid, I think it's perfectly fine to bring that up, of course at the right timing and the right atmosphere to the right people. So it's not like, okay, just go out and tell the whole company, hey, the company underpaid me. But I think it's always deliver much more value than what you are getting. And always know that you can always get another job elsewhere at an even better package than what you are at currently.
In the CV, people ask, do you add on your freelance job, or initiatives that you've done to show the kind of experience that they have, and if they do, which ones do you add and which ones you don't add, so you don't dilute the message that you're trying to show through your CV. Maybe Mona, you can start with this one.
Okay. It's important that your CV is as brief as possible. It captures that information, so think about what kind of job you're applying to. It's great to do all kinds of freelance jobs. It shows that you're agile and versatile. We like that. But too much to the fact that after a while we lose patience and your message gets lost, right? We'll put that aside. Okay, on to the next one. Because it is really challenging to go through all those resumes. So your CV not only has to grab our attention, it has to go straight to the point, right? So only actually put the jobs, have a think about the organization that you're applying for, or the position that you're applying for, and tailor-make your CV accordingly.
Think of it as like in your CV, every line of it, if you put it inside, you can talk at least 30 seconds about it. So if you can't talk 30 seconds about it, then it shouldn't be there.
Remove it.
And I think a question that you always go back in the end to ask is, why you? So employer will be like, why you? Why this role? And why you choose this company? So and then in the end, it's like, whatever it's a package. I think of it as like a wrapper, a branding package. What is your brand? What are you? Who are you?
Okay, one last tip on this thing is that the good thing about putting like a very succinct statement of of a more elaborate piece is that you can also tailor the same thing to whatever employers that you talk to. So you don't have to rewrite your CV again and again, right? So like say for example, you got to organize an event, So you go to an accounting firm and you can say, in accounting sense, you did this. Or if you go to a consulting firm and then you can say, you did this and this and this. More catered towards the industry itself. the question is, you know, you don't study the same
Okay.
subject, but you know you
Yeah.
want to apply for this job. No, you get an invitation to work for this company, which is nothing to do with what you study. So what do you say about that?
Okay, I think let's go back to my own experience then, and then maybe, well, let me share this anecdote about a girl that I had hired actually for a HR position. She had basically a general business degree, okay? When she came for the interview, I said, well, and she knew she was applying for a HR executive position in recruitment. So first I started off, because I wanted to find out a bit more about her, right? And this is a local uni graduate, okay? So I really admired the way, because you know, a lot of people don't handle this question very well. Tell me about yourself. And she came up with this fantastic pitch. My ambition in 10 years' time is to own 2 Petronas petrol pump stations, 1 McDonald's outlet. And I believe that to be able to run these businesses successfully, I need to be able to select the right people, pay them correctly, and reward them correctly. I said, okay, so which is why I'm here today and applying for the HR executive position job.
Wow.
And that was, her grades weren't super. I mean, her grades weren't super. She admitted that she didn't have time for any curricular activities in university because she was busy. Her parents are night market traders. Yeah, I said, what do your parents do? I said, well, my parents sell fish in a pasar malam, and when I'm not studying, I have to help them. And at the same time, I'm busy running a side business of my own. So, you know, she's very entrepreneurial, obviously not very academic, you know, even in terms of grades, it was basically touch and go from there. But I liked her initiative, I like her attitude, I like her ability to be able to pitch her case for wanting that job in a very succinct, concise form, right? And she got the job.
Wow, there you go. So this is a question back to you. So you knew that you were a stepping stone for people with bigger ambitions, but you still allow them this chance? I mean, is it not a waste of talent if like you train a person for 3-4 years and suddenly he leaves, or because you know that he's going to leave?
Well, the reality of it, this is the job market as well. The jobs that are here today are not there tomorrow. You see, there are no opportunities. You know, the employer cannot guarantee the jobs for a lifetime. You know, but we can give you opportunities for a lifetime, provided that you are willing to commit to a certain amount of years, you know, in order to get that training. So, you know, for me, I look at it 3 to 5 years. Anything more than that is a bonus already. You know, and I feel that with this young girl, having had that, gone through that, you know, I hope that her time that she spent with me was well used. That we keep in touch, and I hope that she learned some lessons from that job. And I wish her all the best. You know, so 3 to 5 years actually is a good time. Anything less than that, you're not able to get that depth, skills, and the knowledge of the industry or the job that you require to take you to the next level. All right.
Very true.
Actually, for fresh graduates, to be honest, and I'm talking about from now perspective as a recruiter, I actually look at it from 2 perspectives. One is that the articulation of passion. I think initially you talked about that, right? If you can articulate a long-term passion, it almost doesn't matter what your discipline is. Okay? It almost doesn't matter what your discipline is, in my view. But you must be able to articulate and how does this job means to you, and how much you think you know that you will bring and add value to the job, right? That's one part of it. The other angle is for fresh grads especially, I recognize actually one question is that, you know, sometimes I don't even know what my passion is. And I do recognize, I think because in the world or today the choices are just so many. And sometimes, yeah, so many choices. And the things that, you know, like today we are saying, oh, you know, we are developing our staff to do things that we don't even know what we're going to do tomorrow, right? Okay. So, you know, it's at a level. So I think I do understand sometimes when, you know, grads say like, you know, I'm not quite sure actually. But I would like to see, I would prefer someone who have made an effort to get to know something and can actually say that actually, you know, it turned out, no, it didn't. But I can recover from that and move on. You know what I mean? That is a more important thing. This is about failing and then recovering.
Yes, right.
And then not just recovering, but being great and something else. So I think that is more critical to me than, you know, I actually got first class in this discipline. I don't really believe in it, but I'm very good at it. Please take me. I think that's, you know, that is not. I think normally you will look for that. The sincerity
These are the
of
secrets,
it, right?
These are the secrets. You know, you think you got what it takes to get that job with your first class honors. But the fact is this, you know, if you don't believe in what you do, chances are the companies don't know what you can add value to them as well.
Bye.